So the other day I took the plunge and finally got an Amazon Kindle paperback. Now, my thoughts about this is that I wanted something a bit more lightweight, but it sparked a question that I wanted to ask. Which is better, books, electronic books, or audiobooks? So I think it's best to start with the Kindle as I just got it. So what I love about this is it's so small. I mean, look at it. It's so thin, it's so small, it's so portable. You can carry it around probably in a jacket pocket. You know, it will fit in any rucksack that you take. It fits in my tech pouch, my Peak Design tech pouch. What I love about it is that it has not only the electronic books and the Kindle store, but you can also get your Audible or your Amazon Audible audiobooks on here as well. And you can sync that with your Bluetooth speakers or Bluetooth headphones, like my Bose QC35s. For instance, if you're traveling on a plane or something, you can still listen to your audiobooks on here. One thing I have found, however, which is a bit of a disadvantage, is that the audio quality on the audiobooks on the Kindle is a lot worse than the audio quality from your phone. That's probably because the software in the phone is a lot better than that in the Kindle, but it's still great to have that option. Now, another thing I like about it is that it's fully waterproof. It's waterproof for 60 minutes in about 2 meters submerged. So it's perfect if you want to, have a bath, or you're by the swimming pool and you don't mind throwing it around, getting a bit of water on it. It's obviously something you can't do with a phone, and something you definitely don't want to do with a book, because you're going to ruin it totally. So this is great, an option if you want to travel, or by the pool, or in the bath, whatever you want. You can just stick it there and flick away, reading your book, not having to worry about it getting damaged. And it feels robust. I mean, it is a bit plasticky, I'm not going to lie. They probably could have done a better job sprucing it up, but it fits a purpose and it works. I mean, the adjustability settings on it feels great. You can adjust the light very easily. You can access your books. There is a slight bit of lag on it, just because I think it's a Kindle and we're so used to having the software on these phones being so good and so quick. So one thing I would say is that it is a bit laggy, but it works. As you can see here, you can flick across, and it has really good sort of clarity when you read it. It's not in any way feels like it doesn't feel too dissimilar to a book, but obviously it's not the same. You don't get the same feeling. So I'm looking forward to use this more often. I'm going traveling in the end of December, so I'm looking forward to put this to the test whilst I'm traveling. Hopefully do a few videos whilst I'm traveling to show you how I've been using this. And who is this for? It is really, I can only really see it in a traveling perspective. You want to one bag it, you want to just rucksack it, or one wheeler when you're traveling, and you don't want to have cumbersome books to carry around with you. You've got access to multiple books in here, hundreds and hundreds of books, also audiobooks as well that you've downloaded. So you have all this ability to read without having to carry multiple books with you, which is a great advantage. So I'm going to continue on the technology side of it. So I want to talk about the purpose of Audible or audiobooks, whatever you might use. You can use Auto Radio, which I've tried before, which you pay a monthly subscription for. I think in the UK it's around £8, and you get access to a certain amount of books. One thing I would say about Auto Radio is it doesn't have the same availability and range of books that Audible does, but with Audible you only get 1 credit and you don't get access to all their library as well, so that's something to look out for. But audio and audiobooks is something that I consume a lot of. For instance, I put up a picture a couple of days ago showing that in the month of November I listened to 35 hours worth of audiobooks, and that's a lot, and I didn't realize I was listening to that lot as well, at that much as well, because you could be in the car, you could be in the gym, you could just be around the house, walking to work, on the train. Anytime you're doing anything, you can just plug in your headphones and just re-listen. I've probably exhausted a lot of these books that I've got on my audiobook just because I've listened to them so many times. What I like about this is that it's not too cumbersome. You don't have to carry around a book, you just have access to the audio of a book, which for me, I don't have any preference to audio or actually reading on a page. I feel like they both have their places where necessary. If you want to do other stuff, for instance, driving is a great one. It's idle time a lot of the time. I mean, don't really listen to much music, so you want to get as much content as you can whilst driving, because it gives you time to reflect on the things that you might have read a book and you wanted to re-listen to it to get a different perspective, and use different sides of your brain to contemplate the information. But it just gives you that extra dimension to your reading to supplement that. So like I said, audiobooks through Audible is a great option for those people who maybe don't want to buy physical books because they don't get the time to sit there and read, but they still want to digest the information. It's a great option. Audible in the UK, I think for one credit, which is one book, is about £7 to £8 a month. It's slightly on the expensive side considering you only get one book. So there's others like Auto Radio you can try, and I know there's others out there, so go shop around and see what you can find. And lastly, the physical book. Now, in my opinion, there's nothing better than the actual physical book. Turning pages, note-taking, highlighting. It feels a bit more immersive in the hands, and it feels a bit more tactile, which is always great. And like I've said, with a book, you can get into it a bit more. You can highlight, as a lot of you know, I like to highlight or take notes, write in the book. It just sits better in the hands for me personally, and you just get a bit more immersed in the book. If you're more of a tactile person and you like to take notes and you like to highlight, then you would see getting a book as a better option for you, because on the other devices you don't have the ability to actually note take whilst you're listening, or note take. You could do it on a separate document or a separate notebook, but if you want to have it in your book, it doesn't really give you the option to doing that, whereas this does. But like I've said before, if you're traveling, for instance, or you're someone who wants to pack light, carrying books can be quite cumbersome. And also something I've found when traveling is if you want to keep your books in good condition, it's very, very easy to, tear a page or get lots of creases on it if you're throwing it into a bag. So that's also another option. If you're traveling a lot, even to work, this is a great option. If you have books at home, you want to read at home, or you want to read somewhere that's a bit more, comfortable, and your books aren't going to get ruined, that you can read whilst traveling, and then when you come home, you can read something like this. So the way I see it is that each different option, whether it's a book, electronic book, or audio, they all have their place. And this is kind of where I'm coming to in this book, in this video, is there's no one best way to do it. If you want to read at home and you don't want to ruin your book, then happy to use that book, the actual physical copy, to take notes. Then if you want to take the train or you want to go traveling, for instance, for a couple of days, take this, because it's lightweight, it's waterproof, it's going to get the job done really without having to ruin your book. And then let's say you wanted to work out, but you still wanted to continue the book or re-listen to some of the things, you can listen to those audiobooks on your phone on the go and anytime you want, and keep on re-listening to them, because re-listening to books is so helpful, especially if you want to embed those ideas constantly in your mind. So hopefully that's proved useful for you. For those who don't know which one's best for them, hopefully that's set out some categories for you to decide whether to get the actual physical copy, Kindle, or to get audiobooks. Hopefully that's been useful. Let me know in the comments which one you prefer and whether you use all three like I do. Until the next video, thanks for watching.